you know. And I'm one of the lucky ones because Jimmy Stewart did a picture up here in Portland, Oregon. And after we got through shooting it, he says, I think you do well in Hollywood. And so he got me my first agent, who got me into the Disney studios. And after having just met Walt, he had me in the back room there after doing, remember the Song of the South?
Yeah.
I did all the voices in the Song of the South redo. And so he then asked me to come back in the back room. He says, we got a lot of pictures of animals on the wall here, and you got all the agency people over there wanting to find a sound for one of these animals. Now, what kind of a sound would you say this one? He pointed to that one. He said, now, what can you hear there? And I said, well, I say, looking at the size of him, I'd say, he looks great. And the agency people said, that's it. So they locked me in right there. So I did that for 3 months. And anytime that they wanted to have Tony the Tiger, well, I came out and did a thing for him. But, you know, after 3 months, I finally had to come to Walt, and I told him, I said, Mr. Disney, I want so much to work with all the projects you have lined up, but I cannot continue with this Tony the Tiger because I started out using it wrong, and I put it in the back of my throat like this, and it's hurting my voice, and I don't want to lose my voice because I have so many voices I want to share with you. So then I said, you know, it should have been my uvula, you know?
Yeah.
All right. See the difference between and
Yeah, it sounds like Bob Hope.
Huh?
You sound a little like a Bob Hope fur there.
No, really? I don't know. I used to know Hope, but I knew a lot of other wonderful people in town as far as I'm concerned. He's a neat guy and all that, but he never was one of my favorite because I don't know. I just different people I'm enamored with, and anyway, I just really want to share that with you because I think it's very important for people to know about the. While I was there in the studio, and I did tell Walt Disney that I couldn't continue. And Carl Ravencroft, nice, deep, rich bass voice. You know, he was there in the studios working, and I suggested him. He got the part, and he has made millions off of that silly little... But you know what? I think to this day, I made more millions than he has.
Yeah.
Not in money, but in just knowing that precious Walt Disney as well. We were very good friends. I wouldn't have been as good a friend had I taken that only that and knows only from that, but anytime you mention a Disney picture, I'm in there someplace.
Yeah. You mentioned Tony the Tiger. You know, according to my list, Hal did Tony the Tiger too, and Tony the Tiger Jr.
Now, he did it, well, I know Thurl did it when I gave it to Thurl, but Thurl's still doing it today, I think.
Yeah, well, Hal may have filled in or something.
Oh, yeah, he may have, yeah.
It's amazing that he could fill in for a lot of people.
Yes, and of course he did the same thing on the Davy and Goliath. You know, and he's doing the voice of Goliath, and that's someone I'm doing now too. For you know, to go along with Gumby.
Well, that reminds me.
Yeah.
Gumby.
Yeah.
I have a list. Hal never talked about Gumby, but according to the list, there are 3 other people on the list. Hal's listed as doing the voice of Gumby. Do you know if that's true or not?
No.
No?
No, I don't think he did. I tell you, there's only one other voice that did Gumby, and that was a girl to start with. And because of the fact that Art Clokey didn't care for that girl's voice, that's what he asked me to do it. And because of the fact I was working over there on the western lot doing Daniel Boone, and I had done a QT Hush thing, which was a little cartoon character, and he heard it. And so he asked me to come over and try my voice with one of these animation things that he was working with. And so when we got through, he said, "That's the voice." So I've been doing Gumby ever since.
So you're the how many people have done Gumby?
Well, there's only one other that I know, and that's what's his name? This black fella that he did it. He just did a takeoff on it because he's doing Saturday Night Live and all that. No, there's only one other voice that I know, and that was that girl, and they wanted to replace her, and so I've done it ever since, and always will.
Okay.
Every place I go, everybody asks me to do Gumby.
So I'll scratch that off my list because I knew it wasn't accurate.
No, actually, put the actual voice on there is created by Art Clokey.
Okay, yeah.
And he said he wanted to sound like this, and so then that's when I get in the high part of my voice instead of my straight voice, you see.
Uh-huh.
And from then on, we've been together all these years.
Yeah.
And his son has taken over now. Joe Clokey is taking over Art's activities in the industry.
Wow.
So one of these days you're going to hear the new Davian Goliath. It's sponsored by the Lutheran Church.
Okay.
Yeah, and so we did a whole batch of them, and I guess they've been on the air. And I'm not getting any residuals, so I don't know whether it's run or not.
Well, it's better being remembered for something. That's what I say to myself.
Yeah, that's better. That's true.
Like how the title of my book is going to be called More Than Otis.
More than oldest?
More than Otis.
Oh, more than Otis.
Because
O-T-I-S, huh?
Everyone knows him for Otis Campbell from the Andy Griffith Show.
From the Andy Griffith Show?
Yes.
Sure. I did the Andy Griffith Show.
You did?
Yeah, you bet. And of course, there's when I met Ronnie Howard, and I used to know. I knew Danny Griffith, and we always had a lot of fun goofing around with voices and whatnot. So I did a couple of characters for him. I did an artist. Another time I was a composer. Another time, I don't know, all kinds of different characters. See, I never did any regular. He was, of course, Hal was so great as that drunk. I wanted to go in there and do the drunk for him when he left, but I didn't do it anymore. So we were never gonna. I think Hal Smith is my favorite memory. It was just, it was fun to work with. And, Dawes Butler?
Yes.
Well, Dawes Butler and I worked together for a good many years. And we were also with the same agent,
Yeah.
Jack Wormser. We were all, he usually had the kind of people that would fill the jobs for him, and I feel very honored to be used there. But I think Hal, as far as I can remember, I didn't feel I was in competition with him so much, as it was more like, well, we're in the same business, and we're just having fun. That's the main thing. With Hal Smith, it's having fun.
Yeah, did you remember Hal doing Santa Claus ever? Or?
Well, I don't know, because I was always doing Sandy.
You were?
I still am. Oh, my. Every Christmas,
Yeah, I've been told he was Hollywood's resident Santa Claus.
Didn't know about that.
Well,
I didn't know about that. That's taking my job away from me, boy. We're going to get together and have a little... You hope.